mijn excuses omdat ik wil Engels spraken. Kan wel?
Engels.
Ja? Okay.
Prima.
My name is Mr. Taiwo Feyisipo. From the Africa Roots movement, and I'm one of the residents in Amsterdam Zuidoost, and I'm here to tell our story. And one of the things, in order not to take time, I understand is just 3 minutes. I would like to briefly explain our situation in Zuidoost. For years back, we have been in the front, and I think most of you know my face, know the face of the African people, how we struggle in Zuidoost for recognition, identification, and equal rights and justice for our people. And that is one of the paramount things that is important for me sitting here and for the African people that are inside this hall. And I would like to say one thing, and I think some of us might identify with it, that is Ubuntu. I am because we are. And the second thing is Uhuru, that is freedom. And now, tonight, I'm here to just make a brief explanation of something that is expected from the Gemeente Amsterdam and the Stadsdeel Zuidoost in particular. Because if you look around, you see that there is a lot of black people in Zuidoost. And now we are emphasizing and telling the state that we need an African cultural center whereby people of African descent, and when we say Africans, we don't mean people from the continent alone. So most of us should understand that when we talk about Africans, we talk about Africans in the diaspora and Africans in the continent. So because we see ourselves as one people, we don't see ourselves as a divided people. And that is one of the reasons why we need an African cultural center that encompasses peoples of African descent. I'll repeat, peoples of African descent. And that's one of the things why I'm here. And when I look around, not only me, a lot of people have noticed it, that many of the projects that come to Zuidoost are always handled by people from outside this community. And one of the reasons why we are here tonight that I think we should lay emphasis on is that why is it that people from outside should come here? We have brains here. We have people here. We have men here. We have a lot of power in this community. If I look on my right-hand side here, I see a Dutchman, Mr. Mike Branche. I see the next person who is an African. I see the next person who is an African. And I see here also people with diverse cultural heritage. And now, when we look in the Zuidoost, we see that with the population of African people, you can't find anything that signifies our existence in this part of Netherlands. And this is one of the things that is important for us. And we feel that whichever way that we look at it, we can look at it like these are experts or these are people who knows everything. We feel the pain and we feel the heat. And we are the one that has to decide our own future and our own heritage. Because if there is a problem, I will give example of the statue here that I'm looking at the back here, Anton de Complein. Here, the statue of Anton de Complein has caused problems. Maybe some of us might remember that there is a lot of protest. Because why? The project was not handled by African people, was not handled by black people. So it became a problem whereby people don't like that status. He didn't recognize what the symbol Anton de Complein died for. And this is a very good example. We should look at it. So if we are going to even approve an African Cultural Center, we must know that it must be for us, by us, and with us. Yes. That is just it. Thank you very much.
Zijn er vragen van de bestuurscommissieleden?
Oh. Now, then I'm going to ask you to talk taki-taki Surinaams. Nee, ik maak een grapje. Oké, ja, ik weet het. I want to thank you for your nice and good, how do you call it, betoog, speech. Zie, ik ben helemaal... I think it's important to develop something like that in this part of this Amsterdam, in this part of Amsterdam. People of African descent need something to recognize themselves, and inderdaad, the African Culture Center, I think it's a good thing to develop. Yes, so we will see if we can develop it in the future.
Your English is very well.
Yeah, you can speak good English. Well, I will want to just answer you briefly, because if you look at the political situation that is in Zuidoost and in Amsterdam, it's multicultural. And that political situation should reflect the democracy of the people that reside in Amsterdam and Zuidoost. But I will give example of two projects or two things that are in Zuidoost, and with record that were from companies and beneficiaries outside of Zuidoost. For example, the Park House, and of recent, the Metropolis. Even though next, maybe I think 2 weeks' time, I will be there also personally to speak, because these are things that came into the Zuidoost within months. They get everything. Yes. It happens. And the question is that if they get everything and it happens, so why can't we be able to do it?